Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 35 of the Creative Shooters podcast, the Kevin Durant pod, old Kevin Durant, number
The
35.
freshman year Shaffer.
Oh, freshman year, because senior year you were 34. We did that
No,
last week.
32, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, when were you 34?
I was never 34.
You weren't?
No.
Mark said 34 last week. He said
Well,
that
Mark's
you
a
were
big ass
34.
idiot.
No, I didn't. I didn't say nothing about
No, you
34.
did. Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Go back
No,
and
no.
watch the intro.
I will watch it.
Go
I
back and watch
I
the
will.
intro. You say Shaffer senior year.
I said that for 32.
No,
I
that was
thought-
34.
No, I don't think so.
Because we were talking about Shaq.
Quit being fucking delusional.
Did Coach Craig have you wear 34, bro?
No,
I swear to
32.
God.
He wanted me to be like Christian Leitner, bro.
Oh my
Oh,
lord.
Oz, bro.
Okay, well, who else is number 35? Who else was number 35? Kevin Durant,
There's got to
some
be some
other-
running back. Like,
35.
That's a
I know
running back.
34. We missed Walter Payton last pod.
Oh, yeah.
We
damn.
got Shaq, which is probably the best in that number anyway. But
Yeah.
where's number 35? We got to do this at the start of every podcast. Now we got to do this until we hit like 37. Because who the fuck wears that number? Come on. Who wears
I'm looking it
number
up right now.
35?
Oh, we're on the Marvin Bagley
Kenneth
pod.
Fareed, the Kenneth Fareed pod.
That's
No, it's
terrible.
it's the Reggie Bullock pod.
Reggie Bullock.
Ricky Henderson, Frank
Oh,
Thomas,
Wayne
Yogi
Gabriel.
Berra,
Montrezl Harrell.
Justin Verlander. Okay, so there's a few. Aeneas Williams. Oh, Tommy John, bro. The Tommy John pod. That's
The Tommy John pod.
that's it. There we go.
The Christian Wood pod.
Yeah. Okay. This will probably be a little bit of a shorter episode just because I'm trying to get this shit done, and that's it. Because I had some stuff I wanted to talk about, but I wanted Jared to be here, and he'll for sure be here in the next one, but can't be here for this one. So we've got beardless Mark and neckbeard Shaffer.
Always have to get the neck beard. I swear to
Deadly
God.
duo right there, baby.
Yeah. Shit. So I saw this tweet. I gotta actually pull it up real quick. But it was, I don't know how this is a calculated stat, but it was basically showing the how much an NBA player is shit talked on Twitter. So it shows the percentage of their mentions, what percentage of them are negative comments. And
Draymond Green #1.
well, I didn't click on the actual article, so there might be more than 6, but in the top 6, Draymond Green is not in them.
That's surprising.
Who's your guys' guess on number 1?
Well, I already said my guess.
Oh, you have another guess.
Oh shit.
Mm.
Who receives the most negative tweets?
Steph.
Correct. His percentage is 27.9% of his mentions are negative.
That's actually surprising. I was not expecting stuff.
Well, if you were to ask me that question, I would probably say LeBron, just because
Yeah, that makes
he's
sense.
probably
There's too many like GOAT debates. That's what I was thinking.
I feel like but LeBron and Steph are the two most popular, so it's one of them. Because even though you're the most popular, so you're the most liked, you're also the most disliked. So, but Steph was number 1. Russell Westbrook was number 2,
Makes
which
sense.
is
I'm not surprised by that.
deserved.
Yeah, very.
Number 3 is Joel Embiid. I don't know if that's just because he's having the NBC MVP season.
Probably.
And then LeBron, KD, and Kyrie at 6.
I was gonna say KD gotta be in the top 5, right?
Um, I just I don't know how it's calculated, but I thought it was pretty interesting. Um, I don't know if I can't remember off the top of my head negative tweets that I've put out about an athlete. I feel like there's got to be one that I'm missing. I feel like there's one, but it's probably for like some weird ass motherfucker. I probably tweeted about like, uh, fuck, what's his name, PJ Tucker. But usually I don't shit talk PJ Tucker. I think that dude's a god.
Yeah.
But he's only a god when he plays the Warriors, and it pisses me off.
Number 1 on my list is definitely Al Horford.
Al Horford? Why?
I fucking hate Al Horford. He plays like his back's hurt all the time, bro. I can't stand that man.
Bro, I honestly, like, I'm a Warriors fan, and I would probably say like Draymond Green, because I just don't understand what he does. Like, what is he doing on the court?
Dropping a triple single, bro.
Yeah, like, I understand he's like, when Steph doesn't have the ball, he's usually the facilitator, but like,
why the hell does he have to have this much of a role on this Warriors team? Like, he tries too much.
what like, if you tell Draymond to score, he can't score by himself. He can barely score with any help, to be honest. Like, there is no offensive game, and that I feel the same about Al Horford. Actually, I don't know what Al Horford can do on offense.
Exactly. When it
like,
pisses me off when he does something.
Like, certain players have like, like a certain way that they can score. Like, they're good mid range, or they're good in the post.
That motherfucker Al Horford.
Al Horford, I have no idea. Seriously,
he's literally just like a 2K created player, bro. Like, he's a my crew player.
That's, oh my lord.
He's got that mid-range jumper. Don't disrespect that.
Who uses the mid-range anymore, bro? Like, come on now.
Bro, that's like fundamentals right there, bro. That's Timmy D.
But Tim Duncan's on another level. Al Horford's mid, bro. Come on now.
We're just the shitty version of Tim Duncan.
I think out on your Twitter, I think Draymond Green is your number 1. Because you've compared my jump shot to Draymond Green backpack jump shot.
Yeah, true.
On a number of times.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But just because I just saw this like an hour or two ago, apparently the Lakers might get PJ Tucker, which that is like
this team's becoming a god squad. This is like 96 Bulls type shit.
Real.
Like, they're getting anybody and everybody that they want.
Yeah, and like, people could say that like getting PJ Tucker or like Montrezl Harrell is like not gonna do much. Like, they're just role players. It's not that big of a deal. They could literally start on over 50% of the rosters in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they're the backups for this fucking Lakers roster.
Dennis Schroeder.
This is serious. Like, this is one of the better rosters I've seen in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
All
like,
time.
They're
yeah,
a
sure.
pretty good fucking team.
Celtics, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, they're, because I feel like a lot of people, when you think about stacked teams, all they think about is all-stars and superstars that are on the team.
Like, look at that fucking 96 Bulls team, bro.
Mm-hmm. Like, when you can stack up role players and just good players, and just throw him on the bench, bro, you're outscoring when the starters are out, bro. You're pummeling the other team because you essentially have a second set of starters. It's
Yeah,
pretty
plus
wild.
in that Bulls team, it's like no one's gonna guard Jordan. No one's gonna guard. You can't have two people that are gonna be able to guard Jordan and Pippen at the same time on that team. So that was
I mean,
obviously
you could have like John Stockton and Karl Malone guard them.
bro. Carmelo's big ass ain't guarding
Carmelo.
anybody. John Stockton, no shot, bro.
John
Isn't
Stockton's little ass isn't guarding anyone.
isn't he like a steal leader?
Yeah, but I mean,
Or is
he's
he
guarding
like
a
up
Yeah,
point
there?
but when
guard,
you're
not
trying to
Michael
guard
Jordan.
Michael Jordan, I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
you're
what I'm
gonna steal him the
saying.
ball that much.
I'm like, it's like even though he's the steal leader, like top 5 or whatever he is, I don't know that stat off the top of my head. He's not guarding one of the greatest players of all time. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Definitely ain't guarding Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that
no
much.
way.
Either. So
Um, also I just keep thinking of tweets that I've seen. There was I think I talked to Mark about it because I saw it the night that it happened. The other night, Zach LaVine had like 45 points or something.
Dude's crazy. It's like
And
back-to-back 40-point games or something like that.
and the stat was that Zach LaVine was now second all in Bulls all time for 40-point games with 4. So he has 4 40-point games all time, and that's second in Bulls history. First is Michael Jordan, obviously, with 73.
literally cracked.
That just shows how bad the Bulls organization is outside of the Jordan era. They can't get any good players.
True.
So that also leads into a little bit earlier. I saw a TikTok with, it was like comparing 50-point games between KD, LeBron, Kobe, and Michael Jordan. And Jordan obviously had the most, and Kobe was right there, and then LeBron, and then KD. And everyone's like, MJ's the greatest scorer of all time.
Who's scoring on those Bulls teams, bro? Dennis Rodman, bro?
And then I saw a bunch of people in the comments like, "Where's Wilt?" And the dude that made the TikTok replied to it and said, "Wilt's just too good. I couldn't put him in this list." Because he has 118 50-point games.
Literally insane.
Like, one of the comments was like, Wilt averaged 50 for a season. Like, where is he on this list? No, and that just is, I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this. Like how every ESPN graphic that they post on Instagram or something
never has Wilt
that's about a stat, it's always since the NBA ABA merger, because then they can't put Wilt in it. Because Wilt would be the top on all these fucking graphics that they would have. And it would be by a mile. It wouldn't even look like whatever the person's doing is impressive.
When your career average is 30 and 20 a game, like, you're not fair, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what era you're in.
Bro, and I hate when I see, like, people putting those pictures together with, like, the greatest scorer, rebounder, shooter, and they put Dennis Rodman as the rebounder. I understand, but it's Wilt. Like, Wilt played, I believe, 13 seasons, and he is number 1 in career rebounds
15.
in only 13 seasons. 15?
Yes.
And can you see, like, the amount of career rebounds?
It's, let me go down. Rebounds, 23,924.
23,000?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm on basketball.
I'm pulling up. Okay. So number 1 is Wilt, and number 2 is Bill Russell. Wilt
Crazy.
23,924, and Bill Russell in 80 less games than Wilt had 21,620. So even with, the same amount of games, I don't believe he would be at the same amount. But
Let me look at that real quick.
But number 3 is Kareem at 17,440. So Wilt is 6,000 above number 3.
That's like such a massive like gap
And
there.
Kareem played 500 more games. 500 more games played, but
Insane,
6,000 less rebounds. Like, no, absolutely no one is catching Wilt and Bill Russell. No shot whatsoever. You might catch Kareem if you're lucky, but no one's catching those two, bro. Those are records that'll always be there.
Let me go back real quick.
Because I believe the only active player that is close, he's at number 12, is Dwight Howard, but he's about to fucking retire, and he's averaging fucking nothing now, so.
Yeah.
And then you've got LeBron's at number 43, but he doesn't even have 10,000. He would need another 13,000 rebounds.
I just did the math. Roughly, he would have been still 500 rebounds less than Bill Russell.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's just ridiculous, bro. That is an insane amount of rebounds. Because, like, I don't think people realize Wilt didn't play that long. Like, he doesn't have a crazy amount of games played. He has 1,045 games played in his career. And that's not, like, a ridiculous amount compared to how long some other people play.
Kareem's got to be crazy. 1,560.
Yeah.
That's an extra 500 games.
I'm going to look at LeBron right now. LeBron has almost 1,300 games played. And he won't retire for another, probably 3-4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he still acts like he's at the peak at 30, bro. Like,
yeah. Man, I wish Wilt would have played longer, bro. I really do.
Dude literally wouldn't have given anybody a chance in the record books.
Oh, no, not at all. Plus, also, if he decided that he did not care about getting a championship whatsoever, so he just still scored like he did, because that's mainly what it was. Like, he stopped scoring that amount because he just turned into more of a role player on the Lakers squads. So he was just rebounding constantly. So his rebound numbers still stayed pretty high, but his scoring dipped a crazy amount.
I mean, yeah, he went from 30 to just under 20.
Yeah. So.
It's very stacked as well, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's in his per 36, bro. Jesus Christ.
Bro, what was freak?
Or excuse me, it went from 37. His purse 36 was 30, but his actual numbers were almost 40 to about 20, 25. Shit's fucking wild.
Also, just to stay on the NBA for just a couple more minutes here. The All-Star teams got announced. The All-Star starters, I should say. The West was Curry, Luka, LeBron, Kawhi, and Jokic. Which that was like the biggest controversy because everyone said Damian Lillard should have been there instead of Luka. Which I'd probably partially agree because Luka had in a crazy rough start to the season. Dude was playing horrible. But the thing is with like the starters, I don't think the starters like have the highest credibility because
It's fan vote.
yeah, I mean it is still like it's fan, players, and media, but the fact that the fans are involved at all takes a little bit of credibility away from it. So
Wasn't Zaza Pachulia started the one year?
no, he was like closer in
getting
voting, but
votes.
he
Yeah.
was in the top 10 in front court, I believe. But
It's ridiculous.
that's just because his whole entire home country was just voting for him. So
That's what I'm saying. You can't like base that off of that.
yeah, but the thing is, I don't know if people realize that even if they finish high up in those, it still comes down to the media and player vote. So but yeah. So to get into something next here that I don't mind talking about this week. This at least this right here will be a bit more of a discussion between me and Mark, but I do have something to bring you into it, Chafe.
Wait, can I bring up one real quick thing?
Sure.
I just looked up the numbers of Dennis Rodman. His highest rebounds per game season was 18.7 rebounds a game.
Yeah.
Wilt's final season at 36 years old, he averaged 18.6 a game.
Yeah. Seriously, like
that was his lowest.
I feel like people just say Dennis Rodman because they know that like he's had games where that's all he's going for, like he plays his role and knows what his role is, but that doesn't make him the greatest rebounder of all time.
Wilt
How
just
tall
does it
was
on the
he?
rag, bro.
6'8",
Dennis
I think.
Rodman. Rodman's like 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty impressive for his height too. So
I mean, Bill Russell was 6'9".
that's
So
true, but he
it's
was
like
also playing. It's just weird to compare like different times like that. It's
yeah.
so weird because it's completely different. These were both. There's no denying that these were absolute freaks on the fucking glass. Where like no one was out. Imagine
like-
you're going on. Imagine you're going out on a court and the coach is telling you, "Yeah, you got to try to out rebound Wilt Chamberlain." No shot, bro.
Yo, just box him out. Just box him out. Bro, you're taking the whole starting lineup to box him out.
And then dude just gonna reach over your head and be like,
yeah.
Dude, I'm pretty sure this dude Wilt probably averaged 90 points a game in high school. There's like dude, because he played at Farrell and he dropped 98 points in the game. Like this dude's averaging 90 to 100 points a game.
Well, I think
85.
Isn't
85
there like
points,
that?
40 boards.
Isn't there that conspiracy that he went into college or played in like a pro basketball game at like 16 years old? What was that?
Was it with the Globetrotters?
No idea.
No, he played with the Globetrotters before he went to the NBA. That's what it was.
Yeah, but what? Here, let me.
Oh.
18 years old on a professional basketball court.
I'm trying to.
It's probably on his Wikipedia.
Okay, yeah, here it is. Yeah, under a fake identity, Wilt Chamberlain dominated pro basketball when he was 16 and 17 years old.
Literally insane.
Bro, it says that he averaged in his high school career 31 points a game. There's no shot, bro. Those dudes were fucking point shaving, bro. There's no way.
So he was playing against pros, and his team, when he was 16 years old, playing against pros, his team finished with a record of 36-1. By age 17, he was averaging 40.5 points per game.
That is literally fucking insane, bro.
It says his name was George Marcus. That's what the name he went under.
Yeah.
This dude went,
Wow.
yeah, this competition is too easy for me down here. Let me just make a fake identity and go play in the NBA.
Yeah.
And then realized it was too easy there, too.
He said, "Yeah, fuck it. I gotta go to Kansas and go dominate or something."
Let me go average 40 a game at 17 years old in a professional basketball court. Like,
Okay, so it says here
jeez.
this is I think this is out of a book, so it must be some sort of book about just Wilt in general. But it says NBA great Wilt Chamberlain played for the semi-professional Quakertown phase during the 1954-1955 Big Nine Conference season. Chamberlain was a senior at Overbrook High School in Philadelphia. The Pennsylvania Athletic Association did not at the time have jurisdiction over the city schools, so Chamberlain could play professionally without losing his eligibility. In 15 games for the phase, who played their home games at Benner Hall and Richland Town, Wilt averaged 53.9 points.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I'm
Jeez.
read his debut at Kansas. He scored 42 points and grabbed 29 rebounds. And I don't. It says he registered 4 blocks, but I don't think did they keep track of blocks at that point.
They didn't in the NBA, so I wouldn't think in the NCAA. So
Yeah,
Yeah, probably not.
roughly 4 blocks.
he would that's another big thing is if they track blocks at the start of his career, that no
He'd be
one's
a
catching that motherfucker.
Yeah.
No one's near him.
Dude's driving. Yeah, imagine you're driving
He's
the rim.
dropping penta doubles like
Yeah. Fucking 50 points, 35 boards, fucking 15
oh
assists.
my god, I have the picture on my phone. I gotta look at it real quick. It's like the greatest suspected stat line ever
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's not official. Oh my god, I gotta find it.
I think I remember this too.
Oh, never. That was with his freshman team. He had 42 and 29 boards. His actual varsity debut, he scored 52 points and 31 rebounds.
That was even better. God, man.
Those are still Kansas records right now.
Oh, yeah, no one's breaking that shit. No shot.
That's in his first game. Like, come
nobody's
on.
nobody's breaking that shit, bro. No shot. Hell, you don't even
Oh,
see
there's no
dudes put
shot.
up. You don't even see dudes put up 40
Okay.
You
a
don't even
game
see
and
dudes put up 30.
30.
So
Yeah, that's true.
so this is the greatest suspected stat line of all time. This is when he was playing for the Lakers. This is March 18th, 1968. So this is towards the end of his career. The stat line is 53 points, 32 rebounds, 14 assists, 24 blocks, and 11 steals.
God, bro. Jesus.
I'm telling. When did they take? When did they start keeping track of steals? Do you know?
I have no idea.
If they took track of blocks and steals, I'm pretty sure he would have had one of those games. Like David Robinson's the only person in NBA history to have a quadruple double.
Mm-hmm.
He would have had one.
Yeah.
Probably multiple.
I believe yeah, because I other than this one, I remember seeing. Oh no! Now I know what it is. Okay, so you know how before Russell Westbrook did it, like 2 years ago, I think at this point now, Wilt was the only person to have a 20-20-20 game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, that 20-20-20 game was also an unofficial quadruple double because he had double-digit blocks.
That's insane.
His totals in 2 seasons back to back from 66, 67, 67, 68. I don't. His MVP seasons are like they were like snubs or whatever, right? That was
Oh
62.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
big snubbed, bro.
Yeah,
Multiple
it was
years.
61, 62. But 60, 65, 66, or no, 66, 67, 66, 67, 68. In 2 seasons, he had 53 triple doubles.
You said
So
53?
So he had 22 in the 66, 67, and 31 in that
Oh
second
my
season.
god.
He has 78
Bro.
recorded triple doubles.
Well, because he had the one season where he led the league in assists. still the only center to do it. And the only one at the moment that might do it again is Jokic, but I think he slipped down a lot actually this season, so I don't know if he really has a chance anymore.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, he would be by far the leader in triple doubles if they tracked every stat.
Oh, easy.
He'd have a
His
fucking
win-
triple double every night probably off of blocks.
He'd have a, like you said,
I
Logan. He
just-
had like a penta double, or whatever the hell you said.
Oh yeah, like it
He
was
would have
a
multiple of those.
it was a 20-20-20 and then 10-10. Like it was actually 50-30-20 10 and 10. Like that's insane, bro. God, I love Wilt, bro. I love that man.
Yes,
Dude, I just
fucking
saw
beast.
his total win share. Give me 1 second. I just saw this on Basketball Reference. Total win share is 247.3.
That's probably one of the highest in NBA history.
I'll look up Kareem because he has the highest season. He's his 273.
Yeah, so Wilt played
500
last
less
year.
games.
500 less
500.
games.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Yeah, that's just, and win shares is pretty much just like showing how important you were
To a
in
team.
getting a team's win, which
His-
obviously Wilt was probably the most important factor in all of his teams in
Let
getting
me
a win.
find.
Yeah.
Let me find his average win share real quick. His average win share. This is so difficult. Roughly 20 a season. That's
What
insane. Kareem's the highest at I think 26 in a season.
does it show Wilt's PER?
26.1.
Bro,
That's his career.
Gosh, bro.
that's wild, bro.
That's a career. That's fact.
Let me
That's a career.
let me find his highest PER.
It had to have
God,
been in the
Russ.
30s, bro. It had to have been.
31.8.
Oh
Gosh,
my
bro.
god.
No shot.
Ridiculous.
Because I think doesn't LeBron have the highest PER in NBA history? A
I'll look
career
up
average?
LeBron's.
Can't you just click on PER and it'll show you like all-time leaders?
His PER is for career is 27.4.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he was up there.
I'll
too.
look up career leaders.
All-time PER. I got it.
All right.
Michael Jordan's number 1 by 0.5.
Well, Jordan.
Is LeBron under him?
Michael Jordan. Yeah, LeBron's right under him. And then Anthony Davis is number 3.
All right, makes sense. He fucking is a double machine.
Yeah, it's Michael Jordan, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Shaq, David Robinson, and then Wilt. So Wilt's number 6.
Wilt's. Let me find this.
I thought this dude was gonna say Anthony Bennett for a minute. I was gonna say, what the hell?
Okay, here, wait. Now I could see single season. Single season highest. Joel Embiid's season this season is number 1 at the moment.
What's he at?
32.28. The
Is
highest
Jeez, bro.
the
Wasn't
highest
Giannis like
ever
31?
the highest ever like completed season, so we're taking Joel out of it, is Giannis last year.
Wasn't it like 31 or 30?
31.86. And number
Yeah.
3 is Wilt with 31.82. So Giannis beat him out by 0.04. Wilt on single season PER has number 3, 4, and 8. So he has 3 of the top 10 seasons. Michael
Literally
Jordan
insane.
has 2. LeBron has 2. Jokic this season is at 10 right now. But if you take him out, Steph is at number 11 for his unanimous MVP season. Wow. These dudes are freaks, bro.
They do like on here the similarity through 14 years of win shares. Kareem's best season is 25-4, and Wilt's is a 25.
Okay,
And
so
then
Wilt's right up there with him.
and it goes for Kareem 25, 22, 21, 18. Wilt it takes 4 seasons for Kareem to get to 18. It takes 7 for Wilt to get to 18. He has 6 seasons where his win share was over 20. That is
insane, bro.
insane. It says Hall of Fame probability 100%.
Damn right.
It's got to be over 100%.
100%.
He's a shoo-in every time.
150%, bro. Like,
The fact that he's
He's-
only a 4-time MVP honestly pisses me off. Because he
they would have made
should
that dude MVP.
he should
every
at
year.
least have like 6 or 7.
Wasn't Bill Russell number 1 in his snub?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
In that 61-62 season, Bill Russell won it, but that was also the season where Wilt had what, 50 and 26. But then also that was Oscar Robertson's triple-double season. And then Elgin Baylor had some ridiculous double-double. Like that's one of the craziest MVP races ever.
15-26, yeah. So
Um,
say if Wilt won every MVP he was in the top 2 in, he would have 6. Top 3 would have 7.
Yeah. And the record, isn't it Kareem? Kareem has 6?
I think so.
Because I think Michael Jordan has 5, right? And
I
LeBron
think
has
so.
4.
4. Can we talk about this? Everybody says like if LeBron doesn't win MVP this season, like the NBA's rigged or whatever. Like voter fatigue is too much for LeBron. I feel like at this point.
LeBron, he could have won it in plenty of seasons. I think this is one season where he shouldn't get it. Because I think there's plenty of other players that could and should get it over him.
They were comparing
right
LeBron's like stats last year to his MVP season. Was it 2011 or 2012? Whichever, and he had better stats.
Mm-hmm.
But still, Giannis had a 31.8 PER, which is the highest in NBA history.
NBA history. So.
Like you have to give it to Giannis there, yeah. Because that's literally insane.
I would love to see Wilt's usage rate if I was a stat back in the day. That shit would be insane.
He's getting that shit every
Bruce.
possession. Well, I mean, if you could just like look up like box scores and just see how many field goals he had attempted and how many the team had attempted, that would also be a pretty good thing to look at. Because I mean, his field goal percentage was still pretty fucking good too.
Yeah, I'll look it up real quick. All time, his field goal percentage is 54%.
Yeah, 54% is pretty good because, and you know, people would say it should be higher because he's taking like layups and dunks, but I don't know if people realize that he didn't just take layups and dunks.
His final season, he was 72%, which is probably all layups and dunks.
Yes, that one probably was. But when he was, you know, the one with the ball, he was doing fall away jumpers, fucking hooks, everything. So the only thing that he struggled at was shooting from the free throw line. But there is that rumor that a lot of the times, like before there were rules implemented, he would just purposely miss it so he could get the rebound and then dunk it.
Yeah,
So
51% is his average.
and I
for career.
I could 1000% believe that.
And he probably did, and I don't blame him for doing it either.
His
I would do the
highest
same thing.
his highest percentage was 61%. That was his third season, which was his MVP snub.
Yeah.
Cause think about it, like a 51% average, like making the first one, bricking the second one, getting the board, and getting 2 points off of it, bro. That's easy.
Yeah.
3-point play until he goes up for the and one, and then he does that
Yeah.
same shit.
It's just the same thing against extra 2 points. Like,
He's a Hall of Fame cheeser, bro.
But yeah, so he played 15 years, but he had one season where he played 38 and then one season where he played 35. Those were back-to-back years. Or no, wait. Oh no, why'd they split it like that? Never mind.
In 69-70, he had 12 games played.
Yeah, that was the only season where he didn't have that many games. That's when he got injured. For some reason on Basketball Reference, I don't know if you see
Yeah,
it,
they're
Shake, but
split. Yeah.
yeah, so he
38.
switched.
So he had a 70. I can't do math. 73.
Yeah, so when he switched teams, he went. It just split it up into like 2 seasons instead of having just 2 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wilt's the GOAT, bro. For real.
Dude had 48.5 minutes per game, bro. Like this dude has more
literally
points,
insane.
more
How do
minutes
you
in the actual
how do you
game.
not get MVP off of that? That is just
For
a
real.
crazy stat in and of itself.
Yeah.
You're playing an entire game and then some every night. There's got to be games where he fouled out, and there's got to be enough games for him to be in double overtime for that to even be a stat.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I just, like I said, I hate that he only has 4 MVPs, but I also hate that he only has 2 championships. Because I believe he lost multiple times to Bill Russell. Multiple times in like game 6s and 7s. So.
Dude lost to the OG Warriors. Come on now.
Yeah. I don't even know if you can compare the Warriors to them, bro. Shit. That shit was really wild. Okay, so now let me get to what I was gonna get to here. I believe Mark, I'm pretty sure I saw you like this on Twitter, and I liked it as well. It was a comparison of what EA has done with Star Wars games over 10 years and what LucasArts did within just 1 year.
Yeah.
And EA within 10 years released Star Wars The Old Republic, Battlefront 2, Jedi Fallen Order, and Squadrons. And then LucasArts in 1 year released Revenge of the Sith, the original Lego Star Wars, the original Battlefront 2, and Republic Commando, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think that that kind of just shows how shitty video games are right now, because
they're money hungry, bro.
Like it didn't help that EA just had the exclusive rights to Star Wars within video games, so that
and
just
we know how they
fucked
are.
it in general.
Yeah.
But like when only a few companies are releasing the biggest games, they all like just feel the same and work the same, and they all get the same amount of attention, which is none. They never fucking do anything with them. Like Battlefront 2 didn't get a substantial update. Like they did the Last Jedi update and then didn't get a substantial update for like a year and some months after that. Like ridiculous.
That's one of the things that really killed it for me on that game, because like I came off of, like, I enjoyed not a lot of people enjoyed the 2015 Battlefront, like the reboot one.
Mhm.
I thought it was very good, especially after the like those updates came out with the DLCs and everything. And like, bro, I was straight up out here with a 3 KD Merkin dudes, bro. And I and then I go over to Battlefront 2, completely different game. I was literally absolutely bored out of my mind playing this game. I was like, this
Mhm.
is just not a good game. And that's what killed it for me, was just EA and the like the loot box system they had or whatever with the
Yeah.
like the supply shop shit. That also killed it for me. And it's just like microtransactions in video games, especially ones that like give you an advantage over other players, is just that needs to be removed from games
Yeah.
because it's just
It
ridiculous.
is a good thing that they address that, like,
Yeah,
pretty quickly, but it shouldn't have been in there to begin with.
yeah, and they
And then
promised it wasn't going to be, but it was
they
anyway.
just completely neglected any sort of content added to the game for over a year. So, and then they
Yeah,
were talking about how much content they were adding, and it really was not that much. Um, Only a few characters. Like there were so many main characters in Star Wars that were not in the game for over a year. How do you make a Star Wars game and you don't have Anakin or Obi-Wan in it?
that's
Like,
exactly what I was gonna
that
say,
is
bro. How the fuck you not?
what?
It's literally
Like
what the whole thing
what,
is
bro?
about, bro.
That's
Is
really
Anakin.
just sounds like EA, bro.
For
That is
real, bro.
horrible. And then like I know I'm saying this just because I'm insanely biased on this, but I still don't understand it. How how do you not have Padme in the game?
Another
That is
key
one of the
character.
three main characters out of the three trilogies. They had Han, Luke, and Leia in the game at launch.
Yeah,
They have Rey, Finn, and then they didn't have Poe as an actual character, but they have his X-wing,
yeah.
which is at least they show him at any capacity in the game. And
Yeah,
then
I'm surprised
they
they did
didn't
that.
have Anakin and Obi-Wan for over a year from the release of the game, and then they add them in, and they don't even fucking speak about Padme being added in.
The prequels really got screwed in that game because
Yeah, and then
do you realize how many, like, I don't think they realize how many like key characters there are in the prequels that they could have added in the
there's
game.
so many characters in the
Like,
prequels
for
that
real.
you could add so many different ones and people wouldn't care because like there's just so many that you can pick from.
Like, bro, you could have a
Um,
whole game revolve around the prequels, bro.
that
Like,
that's why that's what I want the next one. I want the next one to be like the Clone Wars or something,
yeah,
because then you can go even further into that. But like just prequels in general, just do that. It's more
yeah,
interesting anyways. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck
yeah.
about these goddamn old head ass movies.
Oh gosh,
I don't
man.
give a fuck about Finn. I don't want to use that dud ass blaster, bro. Give me that fucking Naboo blaster that sounds sick as fuck
Oh
and
yeah.
let me use that. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Oh
that,
my
that game they
lord.
really did. They botched it, and then they just could. I just couldn't get back into it, bro.
And the fact that once they started adding content back in, it was pretty much straight prequel based
Yeah.
because there wasn't any to begin with anyways.
Yeah. So yeah.
So they were just adding a shit ton of it in and people were getting tired that they weren't adding anything in from the other trilogies. There's already the whole fucking base game is those trilogies. There's nothing
And for
from the
the
fucking prequels.
you can't add in anything other like from the original trilogy because there's already everything in the fucking game because that's what the first game was about in the first place. So they just ported everything over from that game into
You've
this
got
game.
fucking Darth Maul in the game and you don't have Anakin and Obi-Wan. What the fuck are you doing? Where
Oh
is your
my
brain
gosh.
at when you're making this game, bro?
It was so bad, bro.
Darth
Isn't
Maul
that
was in half a movie, and you're telling me that dudes who were in the first six
Seriously.
movies.
Oh my god,
gosh.
bro.
Like you don't have a year. You could have had Qui-Gon Jinn, Mace Windu, anybody on the Jedi Council,
Yeah, literally. You could
Padme.
have like 20 different fucking Jedi that are
Like,
like
bro,
key named characters that you could have
it
thrown
is.
in there.
You
Oh
could have
my
the kids that literally get slaughtered by Anakin before Darth Maul, bro.
gosh, bro. That's crazy, bro.
I'm trying to think. I believe before like all those prequel updates came out, I think the only characters that were in the game that appear in the prequels was Darth Maul and Yoda.
Yeah, you're right. That was it.
So
Which is
like,
literally fucking insane, bro.
how
Oh
on
my
earth do you do
gosh.
that? They finally fucking
Who
add
knows?
Count Dooku. Count Dooku is fucking sweet. That dude should be
Bro,
in it instantly. Like,
for real. That's another character. How do you forget about him?
how do you not just have fucking Darth Maul, Count Dooku, and
General
you
Grievous.
could have yeah, and General Grievous. And then you could have like Sidious if you want to, but you could just have the Emperor.
Yeah.
And then fucking Darth Vader. Like, just have all the fucking
Insane,
bad
bro.
guys that use lightsabers. Why the fuck are
I mean,
they
those
not in
are
the game at launch, bro?
yeah, in those like 9 movies, those are the Sith that appeared. So how do you not have them in the game at launch? Like,
Yeah.
But revolving like back into like EA games, bro, their ultimate team for Madden is absolutely atrocious.
mhm.
They don't release any like good cards like until October, November. And by that point, the game's already been out for what, 2-3 months.
Yeah. This is where I was going to bring the conversation back to, where like, cuz you know, EA just having all that control over the Star Wars franchise just completely fucked any sort of content with it. But you know, since EA and 2K have specific licenses, they just fucking, they're the only games that exist. And I I think, even though I say how much I hate it, I do think it's probably the best route for any game to go, is to just go free to play and have a microtransaction store
Heavy.
that just gives you cosmetic items, and then you
Like
can
if you're gonna go microtransaction heavy, make your game free to play. It shouldn't have to be you pay
Yeah.
$60 and then have to pay another 60 to compete.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
like,
it's ridiculous.
the thing is, you don't even need, you know, me and Mark fucking hate this shit, but you don't need an item shop. It doesn't have to be like that. You could
Yeah.
you could even have, you could have fucking loot boxes, but just make it
Mhm.
cosmetics.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be things that legitimately give you advantages. It could just be straight cosmetics. I'm completely fine with loot boxes. They don't bother me unless it's like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, when it's literally giving you guns that are better than the base weapons.
Or Black Ops 4 as well.
Yeah, but see
To a
that,
certain extent. To a certain extent.
yeah, that one
Because
is
the
where,
VMP is the most overpowered gun in that game. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
that's the thing where it gets weird, is if you're gonna put weapons in them, you also need to either right away have a way to get them, or eventually have a way to get them without without the loot boxes.
Like, bro,
But
that
it's
crossbow in the game, the most overpowered thing I've ever seen in a video game. Literally, it's so disgusting. That crossbow was nasty.
bro, like to go back to Ultimate Team, the golden ticket system is the most bullshit shit I've ever seen, bro. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, the golden tickets are dumb now.
Like, bro, it's
it's
like, all right, we're gonna release all these good cards throughout the year, but hey, we're just gonna release these certain amount of cards, make them the best cards in the game, but you have to pay $500 just to get one.
Yeah,
Like, are you kidding
so
me?
stupid, bro.
yeah.
Packs
So
are
I feel like
atrocious.
the way to go is just go fucking free to play. That's just how it is. Because then you can, you know,
Load it
focus
up.
a lot more on adding content to it.
I feel like
Yeah.
if you can do that, but like make it a way for free to play players to be able to get them.
Oh yeah. That's
I
why I
think
think loot boxes are honestly a good thing when it's like that, because then they usually have a way within the game to earn the loot boxes. But then you also just can buy them if you want. So
That's
that's
one of the
why I don't
reasons
mind
why-
loot boxes.
It's like every battle royale, it doesn't take financial money to become good at the game. Or in Madden, it's like, yeah, I'm at a severe disadvantage because I don't spend
Yeah.
$10,000 to buy a team that's only going to last or it's gonna last only 9 months out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's why I didn't mind, like, a lot of people didn't like World War II stuff, like that, like, supply system.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was bad because for the most part, it really was just like variants, and the only thing that those really did was give you more XP,
Yeah.
like per kill, or
As
whatever.
like DLC came out, they added in the weapons and stuff, but there's not
But you
like
can have like a contract challenge to do those
yeah,
though.
you could have
You know what I'm
contract
saying?
challenges. You could also use your armory credits to finish collections to get most of them. So it
Yeah.
wasn't like a crazy thing. There were a couple guns that you can't get other than in the loot boxes, I believe, or
Yeah.
you would just have to wait for the contract challenge. But yeah, I do think they did it in a good way because you can honestly like
Mm.
you have like the challenges and stuff to earn a bunch of the crates. Like I think that's honestly a good
Yeah.
way of doing it because like
There's so many
you
ways
can
to get
have
crates.
that system and then also have the item shop if you want. Because
Yeah.
obviously an item shop is probably going to bring you in more money than supply drops, but I think
For
it's just
sure.
a good way to have both.
So that way you can keep people playing, and like you don't have like a big like player drop or anything, or
Yeah, because having
because
challenges like that keeps people playing it too.
yeah,
Like
because it
you're
always gives
saying.
you like, oh, there's a, if I get the supply job, there's a chance that I could get this item that I want.
Hmm.
So
It
it
Yeah,
gives
just
people more of an incentive to grind.
it just drives me insane that I don't know, and I'm pretty sure neither of all of us don't know how hard it is to make a video game. But when you're like a top 5 company at making video games and you pump out content that's copy paste every year and you remove stuff that's even less to the game, like come on, we need creative teams
yeah,
back in the
that's what I'm
shit like
saying. Like they make so much money that they should be putting more money into the game, but they're not because they realize that they can just make the same amount, if not more money, with the same amount of
content.
yeah, with the same amount of shit in the game. Like
Like
the
why is
same amount of
creative
work
team
put
not
into
in the
it.
game, bro?
Seriously,
Like
it's
I just
ridiculous.
want to create teams,
Oh,
bro.
what was the last game that was in?
NCAA 14.
Jeez,
But
I
you
don't
had to go
know.
on a website to do it. You couldn't make it in game.
Oh, I remember doing that, bro.
Team
That shit
building,
was actually pretty heat.
fire. But I think
Absolute.
the actual last in game was Madden 12
Are you serious? That long ago, bro? Gosh,
because it
bro.
wasn't
Remember
in
when you could like create a
13.
fan too and shit? Like,
Oh, that was the best, bro.
dude, that was so sweet.
I would always make the most rotund man and have him with body paint.
For real, bro. Why can't they? Why do they remove features like that, bro?
That's
That's
what I'm
literally what
saying,
made the
bro.
game so
That's what I'm
good,
saying.
bro.
You copy paste so much
Oh my
shit. Just copy
gosh.
paste that stuff. That stuff doesn't even have to be crazy improved. Just fucking
They
copy paste
copy
it
and
straight up.
paste the shit stuff and just leave the good stuff in the patch. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
Like, bro, you have MUT squads. Bring it to franchise, man.
for real.
Serious.
It's copy paste. It is copy paste. Literally, and
Control
change a
C,
little bit of
Control
it's
V.
it's literally got to be just changing a little bit of coding off the original coding.
Yeah,
And, like it can't
literally.
be like like I said again. We don't know how hard it is to make a video game, but it can't be that
I
difficult.
I've said it in a previous podcast. They have MUT squads and they have connected franchises. It can't be that
Just
hard
merge the two.
to merge
Connect
the
the
two.
two.
Like
Yeah,
it's the
merge the
same
two and then
shit
just
with
clean up
2K.
all the.
It's the
You
Yeah,
same shit with
park,
2K. They have
you
Park
park
Pro Am. They did
online
have
franchise.
All Star Team Up, and you have online associations. Put them together, bro. Let us play on the same fucking team and actually have a record in a season. Let the
yeah,
online seasons go past one season. They had that in previous games where you can go multiple
mhm.
seasons in your online association. Let it go multiple. I'm calling it an online association. That's what it was. It's an online My League. Online association is what it was called previously when they actually
In the
had
last
that shit in
gen,
the game.
in the prior gen, yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
It can't be
Insane that he's.
difficult. Like it literally can't. They bring out all these new people that I've never heard of in my life. They call them legends. You're gonna spend your money on getting their rights versus like pleasing your fans.
Mm-hmm.
It never makes sense to me.
That's why
It's
I
just
don't. This goes back to that original thing that we were talking about with, EA putting out only a few games within 10 years. And
EA is probably one of the most laziest,
But like if they're going to put out that little amount of content within games, put more into those games. So you don't have to put out a shit ton of games. Just at least in the few games that you put out, put a shit ton of stuff in them and put a lot of work into them. Like, it's just ridiculous.
I'm telling you, they should just make one base game for everything, like Madden.
Yeah.
Don't give it a year and just load it up with content.
Literally free to play, update it yearly. Keep it fresh. Like, that's just
keep pumping content.
All you fucking do. It doesn't seem that difficult. It's a pretty simple fucking business plan. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
the WWE, like the WWE 2K franchise. I know you guys don't play.
That's such a joke.
That's
bro.
another.
Yeah.
That's another, like franchise that suffers from that because people, like, I don't know if you guys remember if you guys played in like the really old ones where they had the GM mode in it and stuff. They took that out, and people have been asking for that for literally. It's been like probably a decade at this point. It feels like nothing in. They don't add anything. Like they have like a My League type thing where it's like you have it's called like a universe mode, and you can basically, I mean, you can predict, like you can make outcomes, or you can just make different matches and stuff, and do all that shit. But they don't add anything new to it. It's the same thing every year, so it just gets more and more boring. Like they don't add, and then the career mode gets worse and worse. Like 2K's does, because 2K's I'm not playing through that my career, but it's just ads. So it's just these developers don't understand. Yeah, these developers don't listen to their fans, and that obviously goes back to EA as well and everything. They just don't fucking listen to anybody, bro. Like add these fucking features that have been in past games that have made the games fun, bro.
I'd rather make my own story than go through the new stories that they come out with every year.
Exactly. That's what made the old games so good, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my friends were talking about this the other day. 2K18 might be one of the most bullshit stories I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
You win a rec tournament or like an AM tournament, and then you're like, oh yeah, we'll get you on the pro scene, and then you get a pro tryout. Like that is not how it works.
Not at all.
All right. That was this has been a much longer podcast than I've anticipated. I said at the start this is probably going to be a short one, but we just keep going on.
You got to start on a rant.
It is an appropriate time
for the Chuckster.
For good old Chuck Klosterman hypotheticals.
Mark is a frozen man.
Yeah, he is a little frozen. If he's even there anymore.
The internet probably went out on the boy.
I have a feeling it did. Oh, okay.
There he is.
Is he back? He's back.
Am I back? Yes.
Yep. Okay. So,
Chuck.
This card is called the Kidnapper. You are kidnapped by a diabolical but completely honest madman. He locks you in an empty attic where the temperature is 100 degrees. Your feet and hands are tied together. There is no food or water. After 24 excruciating hours, the madman opens the attic door and enters with 3 glasses of ice water on a serving tray. He takes an eyedropper and squirts a colorless, odorless liquid into one of the glasses. This is poison, he tells you. He then blindfolds you. When he removes the blindfold, 30 seconds later, there's a drinking straw in each of the water glasses. But you have no idea which glass contains the poison. Feel free to have a refreshing sip of water, he says. Of course, if you select the glass that contains the poison, you will be dead within 90 minutes. And just so you know, I promise to release you from this attic in 48 hours. He then laughs maniacally and exits the attic, locking the door behind him. What do you do? Do you gamble and drink, or do you try to wait out the madman?
Where's the option?
You're
I
dead
just
either way.
turn into the fucking Hulk and break out of the fucking rope or whatever you tie my hands and legs with and go downstairs and beat the shit out of him.
Bro, you're like, if you sit there and wait, you're dead because you need water within 3 days or you're gonna pass out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess you take the chance.
Plus,
But
you're in 100-degree weather, so that
Is,
doesn't
is
help
it
either.
is it true that it's gonna kill you in 90 minutes? Because if so, I'm just calling his bluff and I'm drinking all 3 of them.
I wouldn't drink all. I drink one.
He
I'd
said,
I'd
"I'm
take my
calling his
chances
bluff."
on that. I just drink one. Be like,
Oh,
you know, if I die, it just happens. But like, if I'm right and it's just water, there you go. I'm cool. I'd probably wait like another, I don't know, 12 hours, and then take the sip of water. And then hopefully, you know, you don't drink the wrong one and you make it to the end. I feel like that's a pretty easy one to answer for me. You got to take the gamble either way.
Yeah.
Or like Mark said, just fucking break out of the ropes and go beat his ass.
For real, bro. If I'm trapped in an attic, bro, you don't understand how fucking powerful I'm gonna be, bro. Like literally, I'm breaking the fuck out of shit. I'm going downstairs and kicking that dude's ass. Fuck is he gonna do? I'm popping on fucking dead silence on my field upgrade, and he won't even hear me.
He got ninja and dead silence on him.
Assassinate him.
You hitting him with a sledgehammer?
Sledgehammer assassination, bro.
Jesus.
I'm hitting him with the Ghost of Tsushima. I'm hitting him with the
so-
double assassination.
What's
Double
everyone's answer here?
You gotta gamble.
I'm going with the
you
gamble.
can't sit
You
there.
gotta gamble?
Well, if I can't choose my option, I'll say gamble too, bro. Fuck it.
Okay. Are you just gambling on one, or are you taking your chance that you're getting both the right ones?
I'm gonna go with Shaffer. I'm gonna call his bluff and drink all 3.
Well, no, it's not a bluff. You see him do it, or are you saying it's water? It's not poison.
I'm saying it's water,
I'm
bro.
calling
That's
his
bullshit.
bluff that it's not poison.
Okay.
Because he might be a madman, but he might be like trying
He
to
might be a
manipulate you
heavy
at the same
capper.
time, bro.
Now hold on. Since this is a hypothetical, say it 100% is poison.
Okay.
It just says poison on the little thing.
So he's not bluffing in this hypothetical. It is 100% poison. Then are you drinking one, or are you taking the real big gamble and drinking 2 and thinking you're getting them right?
I'll just drink one, bro.
Bro, unless
live
he's
off of one.
if he's not trying to be one of those street vendors at the carnival that are mixing them around, you just memorize which one in your big brain in it. 400 IQ play.
All right. Wow, this was
I'd kick the shit out of him. So
yeah, true. This was a pretty long podcast, guys. I did not expect it to be like this.
It's because the EA is just a horrible company. So is Take-Two
true.
Interactive.
And Wilt Chamberlain's the GOAT. Those are the 2 reasons this podcast was long to begin with.
That's all we talked about too. That's funny.
Yeah. Everyone's socials are up on the screen. If you guys want to point to them. Wow, you guys are getting good at it. Mine's right here as well. All of our socials are also linked down below, as well as everyone else at Creative Shooters. All Creative Shooters socials are linked below. At Creative Shooters on Instagram, at Creative Shoot on Twitter, because they don't give us enough characters. At Creative Shooters on TikTok, twitch.tv/Creative Shooters, CreativeShooters.com. Is there anyone that I'm missing? Which one am I missing?
If you like the video, like the video.
There you go.
If you like Wilt Chamberlain and hate EA and 2K, like the video.
There you go.
If you're
that was the thing I was missing. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Hell yeah.
If you're still listening, somehow leave a comment and just say EA.
Yeah. Jared will be back next week. We do have a couple of good topics for next week that we didn't this week because I just wanted to save them.
Are we hosing EA again?
No, but we might be
I'm down
hosting some
for
other
it.
people.
I'm down for it.
Yeah, I haven't got everything off my mind yet.
Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to end it off on. You guys have anything else to say? Nope.
No.
Like the video.
Nope.
Thank you, Shaffer. Yeah.
Don't forget post noties.
Yep. Post noties too.
All right.
And that's it. Thanks for watching the KD pod.